Well, YouTube, it's time that we've had another talk. This year, I'm thinking about doing something a little bit different. How different, you may be wondering? This different.
I've been going crazy, plug in, can't play me, Jesus done save me, can't switch, won't sway me.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the Ninja Waver here, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be unlike any other video I've ever done before, in the sense that your boy has scalped.
What did you just say?
That's right, you heard me. I scalped. I cut all of my hair off. Waves are gone. What's that? Y'all don't believe me? All right, check this out.
Look at the top of his head.
I like it cut, G.
Didn't I tell you? Some of y'all thought it was a filter. I know it. Nah, you can't filter this. The Ninja Waver has scalped. Now, some of you may be wondering, like, are you quitting YouTube? Is everything all right? Something going on? And the answer is no, I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not even quitting Waves. I'm doing just fine. I just decided to do this for really two reasons. The first reason is I lost a bet to one of my homeboys a few years ago, and this was the consequences of losing that bet. The second reason is I wanted to make this video to be an inspiration for some of you beginner wavers, to show you guys that anybody can get waves even if you have no hair. Alright, now the reason why that's the second reason and not the first, despite how bad that may seem, is simply because I never really pictured myself scalping. While I do understand why other wavers do scalping videos like these, and I understand the inspirational intention behind it, and I fully support it, I just never saw myself scalping myself until after I achieved the flawless state. Then I realized, well, ultimately, if I was going to scalp, it would be better to do it before I reach the flawless stage rather than after. So that way, when I do reach perfect waves, I can just enjoy having them for a while. The other realization that I had is I realized that it's the start of the new year, and I've been seeing a lot of people in the comment section, whether on my videos or even on other wavers videos, saying that they are just now getting into their waves, or just now starting their waves, or they want to start getting waves this year. And so I figured, well, I don't want to regret not giving this to you guys, especially when I'm seeing comments implying that you guys need this right now. You know, I decided to take the sacrifice and make this video now while some of you guys are starting fresh with your wave pattern, so that way you guys can be on this journey with me, and maybe it can motivate you guys. Now, enjoy this video because I'm most likely never doing this again. But I do hope that you guys enjoy it and it does inspire you and it does motivate you guys to keep going. Now, my plan for this is ultimately to upload a time-lapse video about a month or two from now, so you guys get to see my hair growth and my wave development. So look forward to that time-lapse video coming out in the future. Now, during this journey, I am going to be using a few products to aid me along the way. One of the products I'm going to be using is black seed oil. The second product I'm going to be using is an oil known as oil of oregano, or oregano oil for short. And then I'm also going to be taking some biotin gummies as well. Now, before anyone calls this cheating, I'm not cheating by any stretch of the imagination. These products will not magically get me waves, but what they will do is affect how fast my hair grows. So in other words, instead of me looking like a milk dud for about 3 weeks, I may only look like this for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. They essentially affect your hair growth, how fast your hair grows, not what your hair does. But that does it for the explanations. Now we're gonna do a quick brush session. Yes, there will be a brush session. Stay tuned, let's get it. Alright YouTube, so the first thing I'm going to start off doing in this brush session is focusing on my crown area, as everything starts from the crown, and the crown is the focal point for your entire wave pattern. One of the mistakes that I regret making a few years back when I first got into the wave game was neglecting my crown area. I would brush from my crown all the way out to the hairline. However, I would fail to do dedicated crown brush sessions. So now I'm going to take that lesson learned from the past and apply it to my future brush sessions. And really, that's one of the cool things about scalping, if you guys ever find yourself in a similar situation, is that it does allow you to take those advanced tips, tricks, and lessons that you learned from the past and apply them to your current and future brush sessions. Fixing any mistakes that you made in the past is essential for bettering your connections at a much faster rate. The other benefit to scalping is it allows you to find your crown a lot faster so you can tell where your hair actually grows from. Now that I just did an isolated crown session, I'm now going to start brushing from my crown all the way out. Let's get it. Now, I would like to address a debated topic within the wave game during this brush session. And that topic is the fact that some wavers believe that there's really no point to brushing your hair until weeks have passed after you scalped and your hair has reached curl length. Now, while I do understand the logic behind that reasoning, I do have to say I disagree. This is based on the fact that when your hair is this close to your scalp, this is the most opportune time to start training your hair strands to go in a certain wave pattern direction. You see, most wavers never get their hair cut this low, so they're never really reaching the true root of where their hair starts from. But with a scalp, you can start training your hair from the very beginning stages. You're not brushing your hair at this stage to get people to see your waves instantly, because that's not going to happen until your hair does reach curl length. However, what brushing at this level does do for your hair is it's teaching the small tiny hair strands that you do have to still go in that direction. So that way, when it does reach curl length, it'll be a lot easier for your hair to lay down, thus forming the waves a lot sooner. It's like teaching your children how to talk. You don't want to wait until your child is old enough to start forming full-on sentences before you start introducing the concept of words to them. You want to teach that to them when they're very young, even if they're only able to get a word or two out. So that way, when they do become old enough to speak and use full-on sentences, it will be a lot easier of a transition for them. It's the same way for training your hair strands during the scalp stage. Now, I also don't want you guys to get caught up or too worried about your wave pattern looking flawless when your hair starts to grow. That's most likely not going to happen. Your main focus at this stage is just getting the waves back in your head and developing a decent enough flow to where someone can tell that you have a wave pattern. Most wavers that are flawless started off with just a normal wave pattern flow with some forks, and then they fix their fork areas, ultimately leading to flawless waves. So be patient and take your time and don't stress about it. And for my scalpers, if you brush the same way you've been brushing, then your hair is going to ultimately look how it did before you scalped. So keep that in mind as well. And now we're going to grab our handy dandy plastic bag. Sight, what you thought this was? Get that up out of here. We're going to rag up just as usual, whether with a wave cap or a do-rag. And that's pretty much it. And you'll do that day by day, and eventually you'll get your waves back. Drop your comments in the comment section down below and give this video a thumbs up, and salute to my wave troops. Let's get it and kill this journey. I'm out.